Power couples, attend the Not Easily Broken Summit. One day only, Saturday, April 2nd, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event will be held at Houston Baptist University. Keynote speakers, Apostles Tony and Cynthia Brazelton. Guest speaker, Apostle Charles Perry of Word of Restoration International Church. And Story Time with Dr. Michael and Sharon Stevens. April 2nd, all roads lead to HBU for the Power Couple Summit. VIP packages include signature event shirts, reserved seating, and a special gift from keynote speakers, Apostles Tony and Cynthia Brazelton. Guest speaker, Apostle Charles Perry of Word of Restoration International Church. and Story Time with Dr. Michael and Sharon Stevens. April 2nd, all roads lead to HBU for the Power Couple Summit. VIP packages include 2 signature event shirts, reserved seating, and a special gift from the host, Randy and Michelle Harden. Get your tickets today. NotEasillyBroken.org. We look forward to seeing you there.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? How you doing? Go ahead, Randy. Greet everybody while I get this fixed for us really quickly.
All right. This is Randy Harden, the prayers. We thank you, guys. Lonicko.
There we go.
Lonicko.
Give me the screen, honey.
What's happening? Mrs. Harden, Mrs. Tracie Harden?
We would like to greet everybody on tonight, guys. We are live right here on KingCast as well as on Clubhouse tonight. So tune in, go ahead and share, like. We got a very interesting conversation on tonight. We have our cousins with us on tonight. We're so excited because we hadn't done anything lately together before, after the pandemic, and now we have an opportunity to share with them. We hear they're doing wonderful things at their church. They're over the marriage ministry at the church. So, guys, get ready. I can't tell you what's going to happen on tonight. What can we expect on tonight?
Great thing.
Are y'all going to behave?
Yeah.
All right. To all of our friends that's listening to us on Clubhouse, go ahead and share this with someone. This is Not Easily Broken with the Hardens. And so we're going to go ahead and bring on our very special guests tonight. Their names, they do have names other than cousins. They are Lonicko and Tracie Harden. How you guys doing? Woo, woo, woo.
Yes, sir. What's happening?
Uh-oh, we can't hear you. Oh, you muted. Hold on. Let's unmute your mic. Unmute yourself.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes, we can hear y'all.
All right. We all right over here.
Look at y'all looking all spiffy and everything.
Well, we want to say happy birthday to you, Michelle. Yes, I know you're a little late, but happy birthday.
I still celebrate. celebrate.
The whole month, I know.
Yes, don't
matter.
The
whole year.
How you guys doing? Y'all doing okay?
Yeah, we tired.
Great. Tired.
You know how that could be.
Yeah.
That's working.
Yeah.
So you want to crank us up tonight?
Yeah, let's dive right on in on, what we want to talk about was.
So y'all know we're getting ready for the Power Couple Conference. We're getting ready. We're excited about what's coming up. And you guys, we've watched out over the years. We've grown. I can say we've grown up together pretty much. I've been knowing Lonicko since I was at least 12 or 13 years old.
Yep.
And so Tracie came into the family thereafter. But you guys are a power couple. You guys do some amazing things. Nick So, you are the maestro of music. You've created some great things. You played
with but a few songs, about 2 or 3.
Couple of them.
Yeah.
Couple of them. And Tracie is a playwright herself. She has her own gift and talent of creativity. So you guys are a power couple, and we salute you guys on tonight.
I think
we salute you all as well.
Yes. So just trying to make sure. Yeah.
Are we moving slow, Lonicko?
No, it seems okay.
No,
it's fine.
It's in right timing?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Yes. Little thing, but it'll be okay. They'll follow us on tonight. So tell us a little bit about, how y'all met. How did you guys meet?
You want me to tell the story? I'm going to tell it.
Tell it on.
I'll tell it. I will interject. Go ahead.
Okay, so we actually went to high school together.
Graduated together.
Yes, we graduated class of 85 past year.
She didn't want to talk to me. You know how it is?
That's not true.
Back then, she didn't want you. Now you're hot. She all over.
Yeah. I tried my best. Gone, boy.
He was shy. Well, anyway, years later, moving forward, Facebook, he hit me up on Facebook, and he was holding his guitar. And I was like, oh, who's this guy holding his guitar? So, me being a choir director, we do musicals all the time. Of course, I always need a guitar player. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, do you play outside of your church? Because I may need a guitar player from time to time. And he was like, yeah, call me. So he sent me his number and it's been history.
Yeah, we had that concert 3 years later.
Really?
3 years later.
He think I made it up.
She was interested.
He think I made it up. I really did.
Yeah, I know. 3
Wow.
years later.
So, Lonicko, what's your version? What's your version of the story?
Like I said,
gonna change.
Back then she didn't want me. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Mike, who?
I tried to talk to her in high school, but she wasn't interested in me at the time. I was in the band. She probably wanted a football player or something. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Was
she in the marching band? Was she in the marching band?
No, she wasn't. She was in the choir.
I was a choir girl.
But she would pass me in the hall, because the choir room and the band room were next to each other.
Okay.
So I would see her walking through the hall, and I tried to speak to her, but she didn't show too much interest, But anyway, here it is years later. I saw her on Facebook, and I reached out to her, and we've been talking ever since that time. Ever since. We haven't stopped talking.
Nope.
All right, Nico, we got you now. Yeah. So it's always a story behind the story.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of times we don't get that story because they say it's your side, her side, and then God's side. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
But they say the truth will come out.
Yeah.
How long you been married?
We've been married 10 years
10
now.
years.
Oh, wow. A decade.
Yeah, my whole decade.
Wow.
It seems like about 5 of them, but it's only been 10.
You gonna
just feel like we always been together,
Yeah.
It's just how
I'm big, but I'm not back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, I'm invisible.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, there I am. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
So we're excited that you guys we've been talking about not easily broken. And so when we say that, how does that resonate with you guys when you hear that?
Well, actually, I think about us, really. Because in spite of all that we've been through, and we've been through some things, my illnesses and things like that, and, just life's troubles, it hasn't broken us. And that's because our bond is based on Christ.
It brought us closer.
Right.
It brought us closer.
It brought us much closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Because anybody can be with you when you're doing good.
Yeah.
Who sticks around
Come on.
when you're down,
Yeah.
So it just brought us closer together.
Yeah. And Tracie, it takes a strong woman to basically go through what you had to endure and really work through and navigate through Lonicko's illnesses. And, many women, you've always done it with a smile. I've never heard you complain. You've always just been very supportive. What have been your inspiration of being that type of woman?
Actually, it's him.
Okay.
Because I never heard him complain.
Okay.
He's the one that's actually went through, and I never heard him complain. And he would just say, this is gonna pass, and I told him it will pass.
Yeah.
And then one day the Lord just told me to tell Nico that he was going to heal him, and this would all be over. And so I went to him and I told him, I said, the Lord told me to tell you He's gonna heal you.
Wow.
And he said, really? And I said, yeah. And sure enough, where he would get sick and in and out of the hospital and all that just went away.
Wow.
I have been in the hospital in
it's been years.
Yeah.
Years. It's been blessed.
It sounded like she spoke something because she heard God say it and told you, but you already believe it. It just needs to be activated.
Yeah, and I was in my mode of, though He slay me, yet will I serve.
All right, now.
My faith was there, man.
He would say it all the time. Yeah, he would say that all the time.
I mean, to have her be in that foundation was incredible.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what it takes. When we say not easily broken, is basically taken from the scripture, the 3-stranded cord.
Right.
You have your wife, you have the husband, but if you don't have the Holy Ghost, if you don't have the Spirit of God, you have nothing to tie you together, nothing to connect you. And so your faith, Lonicko, how have your faith, where did your faith come from to be able to not complain and be able to endure through hard times and other things that your marriage may have been challenged with?
Well, I mean, throughout all the things that I've been through, I've been raised up, I know my parents. Randy's father and mine are twin brothers. And they always instilled church in us. Even when we weren't listening, or they thought we weren't listening, they got it in us. So I knew that when things got rough, I knew who to call on. I knew who to depend on, and God proved Himself to me so many times over and over again. You can't help but have faith after that.
Yeah.
So that is what kept my faith strong, and having this lady here next to me, beside me, supporting, has been incredible. So it has kept us through the journey, man. Now, we decided a long time ago that we weren't going to fight face to face, but back to back.
Yeah.
Against the devil, we be each other's lookout.
Yeah.
So we've been keeping with that. So
yeah. That's amazing. You said something very powerful. The other Hardens, Bishop Harden, Bishop Clyde Harden, and Tanya Harden, they were on last week, and they talked about being on the same team. Being on the Hardens got to get together. I'm trying to tell you,
all of us, man.
We all got to get together and really do something. But he talked about, instead of being offense, defense, when husband and wife tend to get into heated fellowships or heated arguments, it tend to be that one is on the offense and one is on the defense.
Right.
And so he said, instead of looking at it in that light, then look at it, both of you guys are on offense. You're on the same team. You're fighting for the win, but you also have to know who your opposition is.
Know who the enemy is.
Yeah.
Yeah, know who's playing defense, and we two of us
playing
offense. I like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it'll be fair if you got two defense players on both sides.
Right.
It's always going to be an offense and it's going to be a defense. It's always going to be a negative. There's always going to be a positive. They tell us that the only time you see negative and positive together, which is on a battery. But I want to expound on something that I was listening to this morning, which was Bishop Jakes, and he was talking about the art of knowing.
Wow.
And it dealt with the scripture. The man should deal with his wife accordingly to the knowledge. And so I found that very
preacher.
I found that very intriguing because sometimes it's already in you.
Yeah.
And like Michelle said, you have the heated fellowships or the disagreements. I believe that goes with it, because if somebody told you they've been married 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and say, oh no, me and my wife ain't never had an argument. We never had a disagreement. And listen, it's been roses every day in the bed. We've been
10 minutes
for 50 years.
Yeah.
It don't happen in the real world, because things supposed to happen to make you stronger.
Yeah.
Not strong, but stronger. Tracie was already strong before she met you. She was already a wife. And so when I believe when you guys came together, she was that help meet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
To be able to manage, because like I know Tracie's saying, and I would know it. You didn't complain, man. You might would have went on and sung Paul Jones. You just didn't complain about things. I'm talking about trying to get in the truck anyhow and go drive out of town. And so, with a praying wife, man, your rib, being there for you, you tend to realize that, you know what, she really care about me.
She might love her brother.
I mean, I'm going through my thing. She could have easily just said, you know what,
I can't do
It's
it.
too much, brother.
Yeah, too much for me. And so, it just came to mind this morning. I was going over it in my head earlier about just us dealing with our wives, accordingly, and sometimes it get tough. But I tell you this on the prayer call every morning that tough times don't last long, but tough people do.
Randy, what I found attractive about Nico is that he listens. If a lot of men, you could tell them, it hurts me when you do this or when you say that or whatever. And they'd be like, that don't bother you. But if I'm telling you it bothers me, I need you to listen and do something about it. So when I talk to Nico and tell him about whatever, he listens to what I have to say. It's important to him. And we work on it together.
Wow.
Yeah, we work on it together.
Girl, I got a rebuttal.
That's good.
I got a rebuttal for that because what Bishop Jake said.
Listen to Bishop Jake a lot this morning.
I did. He said that listening is so important. It's more important than communication.
Wow.
Yeah.
He said because if somebody's talking and ain't nobody listening, who getting it?
Nobody. Exactly.
Wow, man, I ain't never think about that. I always, Nico, we always worked on our conversation. You feel? Yeah, they can look at the door and see what was happening.
That's the inside one. They don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, Michelle.
I don't either. I know they did a lot. I mean, they did a whole lot as young boys. I mean, they have their own story for their own show on their own day.
Yeah,
we do.
But as it relates to marriage, you guys also, you blended a family, and it was a perfect blend. You both had the same age. It was like God already knew, what you both needed, and so you were able to raise your sons together. Did they graduate together too? Same year?
They did. They did. I think the whole thing was ordained by God because my son needed a father.
Yeah.
And Nico's son needed a mom.
Yeah.
And they were both so very young at the time. I want to say 5 and 6.
Yeah.
When we got together. So, it just worked, So I was that mom for Nico and he was that father for little James that he needed.
And now they grown now.
Oh yeah, they grown now.
Grown and almost.
Yeah.
Grown and almost gone.
Almost.
So you guys are leading. You're leading the marriage ministry at your church. What are you doing? Okay.
Yes. Actually, we're getting ready to kick it off. It was my goal for us to do it for the month of February for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But it's so much stuff going on, and with COVID out, the pandemic, we're not quite in church right now. We're still on Zoom.
Okay.
But we were just told today that we're going back into the sanctuary on the third Sunday.
Wow.
So we'll be able to actually kick that off. But yeah, we'll be doing marriage ministry. We'll be doing counseling. Whatever is needed, we will be the go-to person.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Because I think that's what marriages need. Sometimes when we've been sitting isolated and then we have these wars or we have these issues, sometimes we feel like we're going through it alone. But there are other couples who, they have similar, challenges. And it's not always marriage that it has to be, bad, but you can go out and you can have fun. You really can enjoy each other.
Yes.
We do that every day.
Yeah, when we find out the fun or the things that make our spouse excited, we could just sit here and watch a movie and we'd be just happy. It don't take a whole lot, for us to be engaged with one another to really enjoy, each other's company. But I think somebody said something very important. We were listening to a podcast last night, and one of the things they said is you have to become friends first.
Yeah.
You have to be friends first. And once you're friends, then the other part, it works itself out. But that you're not going to harm your friend. You're not going to harm your friend.
Right.
And
right.
I can truly say Nico is my best friend. When something happens, and I'm so excited, he's the first person I think to call.
Yeah.
Not anybody else but my husband. He's the first person I call. My best friend.
Yeah.
I believe that to be true. I got a call today 5 times. And I didn't
get an answer.
Yeah, because she didn't get an answer, she immediately jumped. And it may have been because what we saw the other day with this vehicle, Corvette, taking off fast and almost tearing up the whole freeway. I believe things play back in people's minds. And so when I put my phone in my back pocket, it either dial somebody or it'll go to some Bixby something or go to Facebook and pick something. I don't know. And so I usually try to put it on that silent deal the way I won't have to worry about that. But today I was doing my mother-in-law duty and take it to the doctor. And when it went off, some kind of way I couldn't hear it. Like when she called.
Yeah.
And it was only 5 times, but boy, she let me. She let me.
Because Tracie said something important. She said that when you have something exciting you want to share, and something major had happened.
Best friend issue, right?
Something major just happened. A breakthrough that I needed. I was like, let me call and tell him, and I ain't get. I was like, what? You're not answering the phone.
I'm not alone.
Bad habit of the ringer either goes off or he does something to his phone. And I'm like, okay, when you leaving the house, can you please just make sure your ringer is on? So that's, to me, you can say it's a violin or whatever. No. But that's agitating, because
I you were crying.
I was telling you the truth. But
you was crying.
I'm guilty. I'm like, we're going to midnight.
I tell him that all the time. Please make sure your ringer is on.
Yeah.
Make sure your ringer is on. And I'm like, I called you, didn't answer. Like, the ringer was off. You have to make sure the ringer is on.
I know.
Well, it may be a Harden malfunction.
It may be.
I don't know. But then you'll say it's my phone. So, okay, let's go buy another phone.
I know exactly right. Tracie, that ain't it. We bought new phones and we got the same problems.
I need the iPhone 21.
Yeah. It don't stop me from loving y'all through all of that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
So, we're excited about, what you guys are doing. And I can't wait to launch the marriage ministry there at the church because it's needed. And I was talking to someone today, and we were talking about when, especially our culture, hear the word therapist or counseling, we automatically think it's taboo. Right. But what was said is that everybody needs a therapist. Everybody that is in ministry needs somebody to talk to, because as people are pouring their life, pouring their issues into you're absorbing those. In some kind of way, you have to be able to release that, where you don't have, bring that on your spouse, or you don't become that person that you try to tell them not to be. So how do you guys feel about, just the thought of counseling and therapy?
I'm all for counseling. Because the way things are going in the world today, far-wise as your job, and even my son just lost his, I know you all saw it on the news, the 11-year-old boy that was killed going to his car to get his jacket. Yeah. That was my son's friend's brother. And when things, we've been knowing forever. So when things happen in your life, sometimes you can't always cope with it, and you need someone who can't judge you or who don't know you to just listen. Yeah. To just listen. I don't need any feedback. I just need you to listen to me without judging me, you know, or whatever. Because I told Nico the other day, I think I want to sign up for counseling on my job, and he said do it. So I actually signed up, and hopefully I'll be getting started in another week or so.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, we have to get as much knowledge as possible to begin to help people and even to help ourselves, because
Right.
I would, now you guys, I know Lonicko, he has a blueprint. He has a blueprint of marriage. His mom and his dad been married 50 some years, right? They've been married a long time. So you have, Tracie, I'm not sure about you, but for us,
mine's been married with
longer than mine.
I want to say
really,
60.
see, y'all have, that's awesome.
Yes. Yes.
How long have they been married, Tracie?
I want to say 62.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I want to say 62.
See, that go to counseling right there. I'll go see just, get some wisdom right there. We had an opportunity to go to a couple at the church house. They've been married 56 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to spend the day with them, and it was very good. The impartation of wisdom and the things that they had gone through. Randy was talking to the deacon, and I was talking to the mother, and she really imparted a lot. So even that is a form of counseling.
But
too.
you know what? But you know what got us there? I mean, I know the relationship from the church got us there, but it was a sweet potato cornbread.
Yes,
What did you say?
It was good too.
Sometimes
it might get us there. Then hold
on. Yes.
We recorded the whole deal. Michelle had the cameras out, and I'm watching and monitoring, and man, it came out very well. But sometimes it's the small things, man.
Yeah.
Because as long as we've been around cornbread been around us. Like Max say, you want that cornbread?
You can eat your cornbread.
And the thing about it, they know how to, to really. One of the things she said, which was key. First of all, we were there to film her fixing this recipe. Mm-hmm. It was sweet potato cornbread, and it turned out delicious. Yeah. But that was supposed to be the only thing that we were cooking. She wanted to serve us lunch while we were there. So this lunch was oxtails, rice, greens,
hallelujah,
sweet potato cornbread, right?
Hallelujah.
We need to share a fellowship a couple of times.
She said, so Michelle, she says, I'm going to serve Deacon Scott and you serve your husband. I was like, yes, ma'am. I serve it. She wanted to make sure. She said, don't you let no other woman serve your husband. I was like, yes, ma'am. So she was teaching me right then, listen, people have other motives, but you don't let nobody get into the heart of your husband.
Yeah.
His food to him and always serve him his food. And that was just confirmation, because every time we eat, not unless we have a complete blowout, but every time we eat, I serve Randy his food. And it may be, he probably count on his fingers once or twice, that I be heated. He said, look, don't cook if you mad, because you put too much salt in the food.
And then
he said, don't cook if you mad.
Just once or twice that probably happened in the 16 years we've been married. I made her mad and didn't know the outcome. But I found and
high blood pressure.
Man, I was eating that food like this him.
But you know what, guys? I think my sister gave me the best advice when we decided to get married. And what she told me is pick your battles.
Yes.
In other words, don't go off on before you go off. Ask yourself the question, is this worth it?
Yeah.
Is this worth us arguing? Is it worth us walking around not talking to each other? Is it worth it? So in other words, if I go in the room and Nico's shoes just in the middle of the floor, ask myself the question, should I say something to him about him? Or just pick him up and put him in the closet and go on? So you have to pick your battles. Ask yourself the question, is this worth us having an argument over? And 9 out of 10, it's not. It's so minor. Just let it go and move on, and everybody's happy. So that's how we maintain the peace here.
And another thing that we do not do is go to bed angry.
Never.
It will be resolved before we close our eyes, or we'll be up for the next morning just going to work.
We're going to stay up till we get it right.
Yeah, but we can't go to bed like that.
No. No. And that's not always easy, because sometimes you're not ready to talk about it.
And what do you always say? Let's agree to disagree.
Let's agree to disagree. Yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree.
That'll be a super duper class right there. Because some of them, I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? And you did this, and go back over it and regurgitate all of that took place, all over again. So what it does, it opens back up the wound with something like what they use in the hospital. What's that
scalpel?
That right there, Nico. Yeah. And when it's cut, the meat just opened back. Ooh, just voluntarily. Just
start bleeding again.
You bleed again. Preach. Well, that's true because it's just like a scab. When that scab has not healed and you go to picking on it, you're gonna get the blood first. But if you just let it heal, then it's gonna smooth over, and then eventually it won't even be there. It may be a scar that's left, but at least the scar, you can ask them, you know what? How did you get that scar? Okay, I got that scar, and they can remember. So the scar never leaves, but you got to let it heal. You got to let it heal. You got to give it time.
Again, healing.
Yeah, you got to give it time.
Yeah. God didn't make no mistakes by the process of our bodies. When things start happening, it's because of something that took place in our body. But then when the healing process starts, but then God lays His hands on it, which is the scalp. And then and a lot of times if we go back out into the area or outside or whatever and expose it, but then it's not on God, it's on us. That near sport works fantastic.
That's the Holy Spirit.
That's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That near sport on it.
Apply the Holy Spirit gently around the wounded area.
And I can tell, and you guys probably can vouch for this, Randy is not the person that I met when I was 13 years old, right? People
was there?
Well, yeah, he was there.
I still haven't got my drink of water yet.
Tracie got my bag.
Nico,
drinking water.
Get some water. She gave me water. I'm still thirsty.
Nah,
I'm sorry, cousin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to make up for that. He just took my eyes, took my away. Right?
I understand it now, but I was thirsty then.
So you didn't share your water. You didn't share your water.
Oh no, ma'am. And now I thirst no more.
Because he's still drinking water. That's all he drinks. He drinks water.
Your cup runneth over.
Yeah. A Coke is a treat in this house. Coke, any type of soda is a treat.
Yeah. But it's like Halloween, trick or treat.
Yeah.
But when we look at marriage, and I was just talking about the maturity of marriage, how we grow and how we, have aspirations for our marriage. Where do you guys see you're 10 years in now? So where do you see yourself in the next 5 or next 10 years? Where do you see yourself maturing to? Where would you like to be?
You want to answer that? Okay. Well, you know where you want to be right here. Now, just kidding.
Grandparents. I want some grandchildren.
Well, we got one, but I see in 5 years the things that we do, the ministry that we share together. Yeah. I see it growing beyond what we can imagine because we're giving it to God, and He's the one who can make that happen.
Yeah.
But I your Bible says your gifts will make room for you. So I'm looking forward to in the near future that our gifts make enough room. Well, we don't have to get up and go to these jobs every morning, but we can do what we love to do, what God has gifted us to do.
Yeah.
And He'll take care of the rest.
Right.
So 5 years down the line, or sooner, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And we're working towards it.
Yeah. Putting the work in. Tracie, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. Because we work so hard in the church, we would love to see the ministry grow. Mm-hmm. And I see it growing beyond our what we can imagine it to be. And I'm excited for what God has in store for us. Right now, we can't see everything that He has for us, but I'm excited because I know it's going to be something awesome, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. God gave me a visualization the other day. A lot of times, when we're winding down, because Randy gets up so early, he goes to bed early. So I get up late and I go to bed late. So we got first shift, second shift. So the first shift, he's praying in the morning on his prayer call. The second shift, like at 11 or 12 midnight, I'm praying. But I said that to say that God kind of gave me a visualization when I asked that question. He wants us to picture when we were back at the altar and we said we do, right? We didn't see where we would be right now.
Nico was there.
Yeah. I sure was.
We didn't see, you guys didn't see where you are right now. Your children are grown. You're living an abundant life. God has blessed you to write some amazing songs. Tracie giving you the creativity of writing. But at the altar, that probably wasn't necessarily your portrait, and other things that you've accomplished. The same thing with us. So I think that God gives us a reflection, for us to reflect back on what He has done and just use your spiritual imagination to multiply it. Multiply it. And I believe that's what He's going to do, is to accelerate the time that you guys have been laboring and then opening doors, that whatever you desire, you want to do, those doors are always open, and, that they're available to you. You want to say something?
I'm agreeing with you, baby, even with my nonverbals, because I was looking for something I had wrote down that was important to me, and I wanted to mention it, but since you put me right there, I know how to listen. I understand how to do this. Just get in where you.
No, you're good. I thought something resonated with you. You wanted to say
something else that I heard Bishop say about that we are all the people that have chose to be married, whether for short time or long term, always remain to be a student. The way you can learn from your mate, because the women are emotional, and some men unpredictable. But if we understand that, if we paying attention to them, but then we understand what to do and how to do it and when to do it, because they go through a lot in their mind trying to plan out the day, let alone the month. And if it's any other kids involved, well, then they remembering birthdays. Okay, I got to get the birthday stuff. All of that's important to the woman. So if we just play our support role, listen, everything will go fantastic. And before you know it, another year.
And then you almost lose count.
Yeah.
Like Tracie's parents, 62 years. Somebody 62. Said it's 64, Tracie. Vicky Tillman says 64.
Oh, is it 64 years?
Yes.
Okay.
Vicky said
that's my sister.
Yeah, so she knows.
That's Big Sis. Hey, Big Sis.
Yeah, it just, but I know it takes what Tracie and I were saying earlier about the listening. And when I heard Bishop say it this morning, it sounded so profound, like I should have heard this before.
Yeah.
But I know, growing up, me and Lonicko have traveled places where we was given that conversation about don't go. Well, that didn't really work out. We wasn't bad or anything like that, but we was curious. We was traveling. We was on the skate floor. We was always doing something. They say, okay, if y'all gonna do all what you want to do, I need you getting up at 6 o'clock and leave my door open.
Don't lock no doors in my house.
Yeah. Don't lock no doors. Kicked it down one day. I thought the police was coming up in there. Them but the Bigfoot. But I know, in marriage, man, the example that they showed us was a fantastic one. There's no perfect marriage, pro se, but we all can just stay on top of whatever your issues may be, and I'm just talking to everybody. I'm not talking to Lonicko and his wife. I'm just speaking abroad because I was never afraid to scream for counseling when we went through something. You know, hey, I screamed like I'm trying to get some.
He didn't want to go.
And then when I got there, guess what happened?
He wanted to tell everything.
Listen, what happened? Just wanted to tell everything. I'm going to generously give it to him.
You opened it up, huh?
What?
He took up his time and my time.
And guess what? Michelle fell right into that trap.
I don't know why
and
you keep telling that story.
And she said, "No, I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell
That's
it."
just one part.
Listen, that's all we need. Right there.
That's
all. Listen, but he gave Michelle an opportunity to open up her mouth, and Michelle said, "Well, I feel like something like when it feel.
I know.
I ain't gonna participate." He said, "I feel." Michelle said, "Well, I feel like," and he said, "Michelle, you can't feel for him." And man, she whatever she wanted to say behind that, that got chopped up. Just
6 months of counseling. That's the only thing he took away. That's all.
You remember that part?
That's all I remember. But I want to ask you guys. I had a question for you guys. So Tracie, what is the one word that describes Lonicko that maybe he's never ever heard you say about him?
Wow.
And explain.
Oh, well, he's actually heard this word before, but it's him. Understanding.
Okay.
Understanding. And the reason I say understanding is because some days I come home, I just be crazy. You know, I'm like, I'm tired of this and I'm that, and my feet hurt. And he says, it's okay, go take a bath. And he'll heat me up some lotion. And when I get out, he'll massage my feet for me. He listens to me.
What?
Yeah.
How do you hear that? He's up the lotion.
That's what I was going to ask him once I got the opportunity. What?
Listen, hold up.
Give me the lotion. Give me the lotion recipe.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you for it now. I ain't going to call you later.
Listen.
Because see, other men can learn too.
That's right.
It got to be warm, man. It got to be warm.
You put it in the stove or you put it in the microwave? What you mix in that stuff, man? I need that recipe. We mess around and put in Harden's lotion. Good. Look at it, go good for your body.
Some good smelling lotion.
Don't play. You know we will create stuff.
Yes,
so tell us about.
You know, and he doesn't make me feel like I'm crazy or I'm stupid about how I feel or why I'm feeling what I feel. He just listens. He listens and he said, "I understand, baby." And I'm like, "Do you really understand?" And he said, I understand. You know, he started massaging my feet and all that. So, I mean, he's the most passionate, understanding man I've ever known, and and I just love that.
There you go.
Yeah.
So before we ask you for this recipe, what is the one word that describes Tracie that you probably never ever told her, or you never really explained how you felt about her? What's the one word?
Peace.
Oh wow.
Overall, she is peace to me.
Oh wow.
If I come home from a hard day or a good day, I'm looking forward to getting here. You know, I know a lot of guys that stay at the park on the corner drinking before they get home. I can't wait to get home. Because she is my peace.
Girl, you're going to get a foot rub tonight.
I might get a foot rub now.
There you go. I love that, Nick. So were you finished with that thought? That's good. Were you finished with that thought? That's good.
That was sweet.
Yeah. She, like I say, she's serenity to me in a crazy world that I deal with from day to day.
Yeah.
She is my peace. The only peace I have above that is God.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's my question.
It is. Listen, I can't follow that, Harden. I can't follow that. But I need the recipe. I'm back on that recipe.
I will get it to you, Randy.
Listen, I'm gonna make sure once we off the line, we market that thing. We got the brand master and Tracie.
She's the writer.
Put it right on into a little jar Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, we absolutely love you guys. We thank you for being on.
We love y'all too.
And we hope you guys can be with us at the Not Easily Broken Summit. It's something that God put on our heart that we want to do. And we don't have a church, none of that. We've just invited friends. And we hope our friends invite their friends and their friends invite their friends. Every married couple, needs to be at this summit. We have Apostle Brazelton, the Brazeltons, Tony and Cynthia Brazelton, Apostle Charles Perry and
Charlotte Perry.
We're just going to spend time allowing them to pour into our life, allowing them to pour into our destiny and where we are.
And of course, we have other guests that's going to be there that have been married multiple years as well. Not multiple times, but they got multiple. And they're going to speak as well, to us that's continually working on, not being faithful, because that's a given. Now, I know with me and my cousin, that's a given. All the games we played back in the days, we gamed out. I didn't all that up when I talked to God that time. No,
there you go.
I told her, and so man, like Michelle said, we hope to see you guys there. Going to be a lot of great information there given freely. What we should do, because I know back then when I had my groom's hat on the boat, a few Caucasian brothers saw me how I was glowing. They say, "Hey, come here." I said, "Yes,
come
sir."
Come see.
They say, "Man, it seemed like you just got married." I said, "Yeah." They say, "Well, let me teach you these 2 words." I say to myself, "How this old man gonna teach me something? How you gonna do that, man?" And he said, "Well, if you learn these 2 words, y'all will stay married a long time." Now he says a few of them now. He said, "But yes, dear is one of them.
Yeah.
You right is another one." And I said, "Well, how about if she wrong?" And the man say, "They're never wrong."
That's all right.
Do y'all have any final words? I know you blessed our audience. Thank you guys so much for being on. All of you guys who have chimed in on tonight. We see you online. Thank you for chiming in. We do have Thursday night, I believe 7 p.m. We'll be with another power couple, but we're just identifying these power couples and we're sharing them with the world. So you guys have any final?
Yeah, I do. If you keep God first, if anytime you mix it up and put man before God or whatever, as long as it's God, man, and one. If you keep God first, there's no way you can go wrong. And pray. You have to constantly pray together. That's very important, to praying together, because before we go to bed at night, no matter how tired we are, we always stop and we pray.
And through the day. And all of that, man. Thank me with God, and He'll keep this thing right for you.
Right. And send each other love letters during the day. Little love letters to let him know you're thinking about him while he's thinking about you.
Likewise.
Yeah. Well, you guys stand by. We'll be right back. We want to talk to you backstage, so stand by just a second. Thank you guys so much. That was awesome. It's getting gooder and gooder.
It's getting gooder and gooder. So you know what, baby? Today I saw a picture of this man in a red bishop, suit.
Yeah.
Not suit, but robe. And his wife had her robe on as well.
Yeah.
And she was standing behind him with her hands behind her, like pushing in the shoulder blades. And I'm like, man, what's this woman doing walking behind this man? Because it's something that that I don't allow you to do, walk behind me. But then after I read the inscription, it was strong. Yeah. I'm like, she's it kind of read that she's able to pray for him. She's able to carry that burden as he goes forth. I mean, it was a lot of different things.
She was bringing back what submission means, and it doesn't mean necessarily to fall under, but it means to undergird, that God has uniquely put you together with that spouse to help push his destiny to the next place. And it was absolutely phenomenal as to what it was about. And so it was talking about submission. It was talking about submitting. And the husband, the Bible says, wives, submit to your own husband. Now that's first of all, that's number one. And he's showing you what it looks like. Yep. So that's it. So when the Bible says submit to your own husband, it could allude to we submit to everybody else, but to the one that he really gave us. And we have to be very cautious with that we submit to, our own husbands. There's this little myth that's always out there that women at home will submit to the pastor of the church before they submit to their own husband. And so you have to be careful that you remember who the head of your household and your home is. God placed him in charge. And so as you submit to the authority, God gives you the wisdom. And I heard our good friend, Dr. Rayma Ahirme, say this. He gave the woman the womb. So anything that the man wants to birth out, God has given me the womb to help him birth it out. That's when I look at him. He should be better. He should be further along. He should be more advanced. He should be mentally clear. And he should have had experience much more because we came together. When we depart, there's no marriage in heaven. He's saddened about that. But when we depart, God sends us home. His life should be so much better because we were together. And it's vice versa. Our lives are better because we added and not subtracted from one another. We added value, yeah. And like supersize, like McDonald's.
Well, that cliche that you use is I'm a product of your intelligence.
Now that is coin. I always like to give people credit by when we hear different quotes and different sayings. But Dr. Ivy Hilliard and Dr. Bridget Hilliard, they taught a marriage seminar way back in the day. But they talked about how when you remember this statement, you will never ever downplay who your mate is. But it say your spouse is the product of your intelligent choice.
That's right.
So this says how intelligent I am.
You hear that?
So, if I say something bad about him, then guess what? I'm talking about my intelligence.
And yourself.
Yeah, myself. So, guys, we're not going to prolong you. We're going to definitely see you guys on Thursday. We're excited about what's happening this journey.
Gooder and gooder.
Go tell somebody. Go invite someone. Go to Not Easily Broken, and that's KNOT.
That's
Easily Broken.
That's the knot.
.org, and go ahead and get your tickets. Be there with us. It's going to be fun. We're excited about it.
Baptist University, April 2nd. It's on a Saturday from 9 to 2. Got it? 9. We
got to see all them fingers.
To 2. All of them.
All right. We love you guys. Come back on Thursday. We look forward to seeing you. We'll send out notifications, and we hope the Hardens will come back and be with us again. They got to come back and be back with us again. But until then, we'll see you, and we love you. And there is absolutely nothing we can do about it. God bless you. Good night.